hello everybody. I know, I'm early. I know. Hey, I'm trying something new, you guys. I'm trying something new. So give me a moment. I want to make sure that this went through because I did it over here. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm trying.
there we go. All right. So we got Facebook's up and running. YouTube.
Facebook's up and running.
Hey, YouTube's running. Let me get that playback speed. What was it that I did it at? Was it? Did I do it at 1.2? Did I do it at 2? I don't remember what I did the playback speed. So if anybody remembers, we were having issues with the playback speed over at on the tubes that you on YouTube. Was it 1.5? We're gonna put it at 1.5 right now. So if it's not, if that's not what we were looking for, I can't remember. Um, then please drop a comment. Let me know. I want to make sure that I get all the all the old tricks of the trade, if you will, get those all situated. And I said I'm doing something new, so hopefully this will go out correctly when I say welcome Instagram. So for anybody who doesn't remember, I use StreamYards, and StreamYards has had this real wonky back and forth um, with Instagram and some of the other parties involved. Um, and yeah, I wanted to make sure that um, if at all possible, I could get on an Instagram. Oh, my Lanta. So hopefully this is all going to be set up and I don't have to do a multicam approach to the stream because if you guys recall, that was the that was my holder, my little belt loop holder for one of my extra phones. It just decided that it wanted to leap off of my little desk over here and I'm not sure why. Ghosts. That's what I'm going to go with, ghosts. Um Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? I wanted to get on here because it's been a while. It's been about a month, and I wanted to make sure that I I get caught up with you guys again because it has been a bit. I know it's in the middle of the day on a Tuesday, but if you guys, longtime viewers and followers will remember that I usually post something on Instagram and my socials on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's been a bit since I've done that. I think this is the longest break I've had, and I wanted to talk about it. So I said I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm gonna jump on here, and I'm just gonna I'm just gonna see what's going on. I have the other cam that I usually have is up here now, and it is do I join the chat? No. How do I do this? Comments? Is that the right way to do it? It's all changed, you guys. So the third party connections that are now allowed. Um, Go ahead and jump in there, Chief. Um, they make it to where now I can see I can stream to the places that I've wanted to stream. I used to have to take this second cam and set up a second cam, a different angle, like a Instagram cam or a Facebook cam. And so hopefully now I don't have to do that. So I'm pretty jazzed about it. StreamYards did this weird thing where they wanted to try to double how much they were going to charge me for my yearly fee, and I was like, nope, I'm going to dip out. I'll find a new way to stream. And and I give them credit because as soon as I did, I was given a prompt of questions and everything to kind of get to what my issue was. And then they were said, well, how about we get pretty close to your original subscription fee? It's not the same, but pretty close. And I said, you know what? 20, 30 bucks more. I can handle that upcharge, given everything that you guys do for StreamYards is amazing. Um, but double, more than double? No. And so, yeah, so that's why I'm still on StreamYards, which I love because I don't have to relearn everything. So that's part of where I've been for the last month. Where else have I been? I went to 2 conventions, you guys. I went to 2 shows. Can everybody hear me? I want to make Joshua Sanders. He says, "What's up, my brother? Miss the hell out of y'all. We miss you too, bro. Hey, can you hear me okay? I want to make sure that the volume's coming in loud and clear. I have this in here so that I don't get the echo, but I want to make sure that you can hear me. So could somebody crc.mo joined, Aiden Film joined, and crc.mo says, well, hello, sir. This is my first time doing anything like this on Instagram. So CRC, if you could tell me if you can hear me okay on Instagram, and Josh, if you could tell me can hear you off. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Okay, Josh, can you hear me over on Facebook? Can you hear me over on Facebook? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I'm telling you guys, when I try to do something new, I'm always a little bit like, oh gosh. What's going to happen? So where have I been? I've been 2 conventions. I went to Planet Comic Con, and it was amazing. It was amazing, you guys. First and foremost, let me just say, I love Kansas City. I love Kansas City, and I know that you guys are going to probably say, well, you're from Kansas City. I am, I know, but it's not because of that. It is because of that. But on top of that, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There are 2 basic kind of shows, okay? There's shows that are sales and signings. That means books. People want their books. They want them signed. They want their slabs. They want them signed. They want them this. They're books. And a lot of times those shows, I don't get a lot of commissions. And that's okay. If you all want books, especially when we got like $300 slabs on the rack, and you guys keep buying them, I want you guys to get what you want. So I'm perfectly fine with that. You have these kind of 2 different kind of shows, and CRC is C Rizzle. What? You have an Instagram? I love you, girl. That is awesome. Viz Art. What's going on, Viz Art? So you have books, you have cons where it's signing and sales, sign, books. Not so much art. And then you have some shows that are art. Like everybody wants a commission. Everybody and their mama wants a commission. Kansas City is an art commission show. I love it because so much of what I'm able to do when it comes to the Kansas City stuff is so much easier, considering that like I can just meet up with folks. So it's nice that I can get art commissions, do the art, and then whenever I go into town for a Royals game or whatever, meet up somewhere and just hand you your book. No packaging, none of that stress and making sure that it gets picked up or that I get it or blah 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 blah. So it's nice, but more than anything, I'm an artist. I love to draw. So Levi says hello. What's going on, Levi? How you doing, buddy? Miguel says, oh my gosh, can you do like a Fantastic Four based on the Cubs? I could, except for they're missing like 3 or 4 fantastic players to put on here. Go Royals. So I love it. I love that that it's 2 different kind of shows, because Richmond was a book show. Sales, books, slabs. Dude, we were at Richmond, and for the first time ever, Dan and I had to have a real talk about we might have to put somebody else's slabs on the shelf, because all of the slabs of my books are about to be gone. Like it was blocked. You love me, Miguel. You love me. Um, and we didn't, we lucked out, we didn't, but it was a real, it was a real moment there. So for anybody who doesn't know, any new faces on Instagram or whatnot, Dan is the owner and operator of a retail shop called One Stop Comic Shop. He's my longest running business relationship. He's one of my very best friends. And at Richmond, so that was GalaxyCon Richmond. Dan sets up a giant table, and he often says to different artists, please come and sit with my table. Not only will it help me out, it'll help you out. And so this time at Richmond, we had Nick Justice, which if you guys don't know who Nick Justice is, why don't you love yourselves enough? Honestly. Why is this not coming up with any of the chat? I see the chat over here. I don't know why. Oh, wait. Yeah, why isn't this? That's so weird. I have the camera here so that I could see the chat, so I don't have to keep looking over, but I'll figure it out. We changed some stuff around. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Anywho, yeah, if you guys don't know who Nick Justice is, get to know him. He's an awesome dude, and more than anything, he will have you in stitches. Okay. And he had a really good Richmond. He said it was probably the best Richmond he's ever had. And so that's huge. So you guys, it wasn't just me. But yeah, so that's where I've been for a couple weeks. Went to Planet. That was an absolute slobber knocker. Richmond, this is the first year. It was a 4-day show, 4 days, usually 3. So it was even more intense. And this year we decided to drive to Richmond. My mom went with me. And so, just because of some of the stuff, like she's had her knee replaced. And so it makes it stiff to sit in the car for a 14-hour drive. So we split it up. We went about halfway, and then we went halfway, stayed at a hotel halfway, so on and so forth. And then we did the same thing. So it really took, instead of a day trip, which would be a grind, but you could do it in a day. We did it in 2 days out and then 2 days back, which meant that I was home for a day before before we had to leave to go to Richmond. I was home for a day after Planet, and then pew, out the door to Richmond. And then when we got back the Tuesday after Richmond, yeah, we took our time on that second day because it was 2 days drive out, 4 days of show, 2 days drive back. So we were gone for over a week of yeah, it was a lot. And so we were tuckered. We were plumb tuckered when we got in Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Also, you know, I just can't seem to get rid of this ear infection. Now, I don't have an ear infection still, I don't think. I think I'm just dealing with, I was told that, considering I still have a hole in my ear, I was told that it would take like 6 weeks to drain everything out of my ear because of how goofy the hole in my ear is. And so I had an ear infection before we left to go to Planet, the first show. I did my medicine. I did my whole script to 10 days of whatever it was. I ended that 2 days before we had to get on the road to go to Planet. So I was fine. I was fine, but I think I'm just still draining it, you know. So, and that makes you feel kind of crappy. So yeah, man, I got home and I was plumb tuckered. And then I basically spent the rest of the week doing all of the sales tax that has to get done for, you know, for going to 2 shows back to back. When you go to Virginia and you go to Missouri, you got to pay your sales tax. You got to do it. So after that, right, where have I been the last couple of weeks? Well, I told you guys that I had opened up my commission list for the first time in like 6 years. My online commission list. And I'm so grateful that Clan McDonald, if you guys don't know who Clan McDonald is, what are you doing? If you don't know who Clan McDonald is, stop it. Get some help. Yeah, I'm doing the Michael Jordan meme. You bet your sweet butt I am. Clan McDonald is an amazing group of people. Period. Done. End of discussion. They're amazing. They offered to run a sketch op for me. I said thank you, and I'd be more than happy to do so. We worked out somewhere between 5 and 10 because I ended up with 6. So I want to say to everybody, Stuart, Jim, Raleigh, Chia, Stuart, Jim, Paul, Jim, Raleigh, Chia, and Stuart, thank you so much for getting some pieces from me. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you so much. And thank you to Clan McDonald for organizing it all. They sent me all the books. They were Dana, you're a freaking beast. Thank you guys. So that's one of the things that I've been doing. I've been working on getting prepped for the next convention, which is GalaxyCon Oklahoma City. And I've been working hard on these commissions, and I figured I would do a draw stream after we got caught up. The little one has an ear infection now, but he's getting better. We just started his medicine. We took him to the doctor, essentially all of the worst of it is done. It's been a couple of sleepless nights, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to a screaming child, ear hurts, but we're getting to a point now where we can tell people what hurts. So, oh my gosh, is it making things so much easier? Is this owie? No. Is tummy owie? No. Okay. Is head owie? No. Like, this is starting to give us some, some information. So it's helping out. It's helping out big time. So yeah, he's kept us up last week or so, and then the last couple nights it was real bad, but he's getting better. Already feels a ton better. Doctor said 3 days, 4 days, he'd be right as rain. So we're getting over all the sicknesses. The weather can't seem to figure out. It's currently 58. Yesterday it was 70. That makes it difficult for people to feel better. The sunshine, the warm weather. One day it goes dip, 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 dip. My Mother Nature, she just can't figure out if it's warm weather season or not. But we're getting through it. We're getting through it. We got these commissions going, and I wanted to do some. I wanted to do some drawing on the stream. I wanted to make sure that I didn't take too much time to talk about what we're doing, and I wanted to take some time to actually do some stuff with you guys because I love you guys. I miss you guys. Oh my gosh. JWK Chin joined. Thank you so much. S1 S Slow Drive. Thank you so much for joining. Ryan, he says, are you drawing or would it be a waste to share it out 200 times? I am drawing, Ryan. If you could, that would be amazing. And if anybody has any access to the Clan McDonald group and you could share this to them, because a lot of these other commissions that I'm going to be working on. I want to be able to show them. Dan part 2, she says Jeff is back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. No, I am going to try to do these more often. I especially with StreamYards being able to let me go to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Yeah, like the workaround for the Facebook wasn't hard at all. It wasn't hard at all. So I'm so glad that we're doing this. Okay, so yeah, so I want to color. Now, a little backstory on this guy. Okay, so let me show you guys. Let me get this going here. Add to stage. It's a little guy. So we have a Fantastic Four facsimile reprint number 1. I don't ever open these, so there you go. So this is a fantastic facsimile cover. However, you may not be able to see it, but unfortunately, you might be able to see it. Can you see it? Can you see that little spine tick right there? This is not a 4K camera up here. It is my phone, so it's not picking it up nearly as clearly as it is. But there's a spine tick right there. And I wanted to make sure that I reached out to the good folks at Clan McDonald and told them. They asked me if I had a replacement Fantastic Four. I didn't have this facsimile, but I had another older book. I used that for the commission because this was for a Galactus headshot, and I did the Galactus headshot. I have two commissions from the group from the Clay McDonald sketch shop that were on this Fantastic Four cover. So I got two of these. One was fine. This one had a little spine tick. So we talked it out. Dana said, "Keep this book. It's fine. Don't worry about it." Okay, cool. As it turned out, you might be able to see this too. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. So this corner, can you see that? It was just a little bit beat up. That's all. So on the other Fantastic Four facsimile cover, I was doing a battle damaged Doctor Doom. Yeah, headshot. And Jim reached out to me separately and said, "Hey, I got my wires crossed on the post in Clay McDonald for the sketch op. I in fact do want it to be colored. If you still have it, can you color it?" And I told him I would use this as a tester to see if this cover takes colors. If it does, then I'm going to color up Jim Randall's Doctor Doom battle damaged headshot. So let's do this, you guys. Hold on. Joshua Sanders says the kids and I have decided that next year we want to make a for real effort to get to the Kansas Con near you next year. So we will be reaching out very soon to figure it out. Bro, I got all the information you could possibly want. I know where the food's at. I know where the hotels is at. I know this place. I got you, brother. I'm so so good. Ryan Ambrose says, sorry. Okay, I must have missed that one. Sorry, Josh. I did not mean to do that, brother. Ryan says, share. Thank you so much. Joe Tierney. What's going on? Joe the Driver. Oh my gosh. M. Burks joined. Thank you so much. Southern Comics Geek joined over on Instagram. Thank you guys. Oh my Lanta. Joe Tierney says, good people at Clay McDonald. Very good people. Yes. Talk about G.I. Joe. Okay, Dan, I'll talk about G.I. Joe. You don't have to threaten me with a good time. So if you guys didn't know, if anybody out there didn't know, GalaxyCon OKC coming up, we are going to launch G.I. Joe number 21, A Real American Hero, The Secret Missions. We're doing a cover, and it's a special cover because the original art, it's a funny story. The original art was made for a veterans charity that I am a part, or well, I'm not a part of. They run the thing. I just occasionally put in art and it gets auctioned off. And it was a battle damaged Snake Eyes. You guys have seen this, you know. It was battle damaged Snake Eyes. He's holding up a tattered and torn flag, and he's drawing a line in the sand with his sword, basically saying this is as far as it's gonna go. You know, shells everywhere, fire. He's beat up. It's an amazing coloring that has been done, added to that by Brian Reber. Originally, I think I had it as a print. That Giovanni Kosowski, my colorist way back in the day, did, and Dan ended up buying the original art at the Welcome Home. Welcome Home being the veterans charity that tries to. Its whole goal is to get veterans into homes after their service. They come home with a lot of mental wounds. They come along with a lot of physical wounds. They come home with a lot of questions. They come home with a very little knowledge about the things that they missed when they were serving this country and keeping people like you and me safe. So Welcome Home kind of helps them out, gets them up to speed and gets them into homes. And so I was happy to do this piece and auction it off, and Dan came in and bought it. So Dan, not only does Dan own the original art, we had the opportunity to do a cover, and it was all done except for the colors. So Dan was like, well, why don't we get Brian Reber to color it? Brian's big G.I. Joe fan, big Snake Eyes fan. So he absolutely, it's one of the most beautiful covers that I've seen him color in a very long time. And Brian's a master. So yeah, he did an amazing job. And we're going to launch it at Oklahoma City. So if you guys are at all interested in G.I. Joe and Snake Eyes, it's stunning. I have been blessed here in the last few covers to see some amazing colors slapped over my work. Maury, Brian, Jason, just I'm so grateful to work with these folks because they are elite colorists, and I used to say they make the line art sing, but they're making them roar. It's just so they're so good. These guys are so good. So G.I. Joe number 21 of A Real American Hero, the original series, is going to be reprinted, very similar to this Fantastic Four, but it's going to have the cardstock cover like we usually do. Dan from One Stop Comic Shop will have them. I think the pre-orders are up and running right now. So if you want them, go get them. We're going to launch them at OKC and talk about tomorrow's reveal. Oh, Dan. So Robert Sterling says, "Who dis? I don't remember who this is." What's up, Robert? How you doing, baby? David Mansell says, hello, David. Kid Sandra says, hello. Ryan Ambrose says, so sick the art. Thank you, brother. David says, yes, I have the special edition set from El Paso Comic Con of the Prince. Yes. So David knows. Dan, are you talking about a certain MSG Comics? Just joined over on Instagram. Thank you, MSG. How you doing? Dan, are you talking about a certain character who enjoys a good fight? He's a beastly character. Are you talking about that one? Are you talking about that one that we should talk about? Dan, let me know. Because yes, beast mode. Well played, Dan. So for anybody who doesn't know, one of my longest running fandoms of the more contemporary part of my life, I want to say for the last 12 years, 13 years, no, oh my gosh, probably 15 years. When did I first heard about Invincible in 2006. So going on almost a decade now. No. Oh my gosh. Almost 2 decades. I can't count. For almost 2 decades now. 2006, 2007, around that time. So for about 2 decades now, my favorite comic book has been Invincible. And I just cannot stop. I can't quit Invincible. Guardians of the Globe, I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of individual characters. Obviously, Mark. I love Adam Eve. I'm a big fan of Monster Girl. I dig Angstrom Levy. Cecil's a pain. Oliver's awesome. Thrag is so good. I love Alan the Alien. Hate Anissa. But aside from Tech Jacket, Best Tiger, a lot of the kind of, they started off kind of like throwaway characters. That's an industry term, but none of these were throwaway characters. Rexplode was not a throwaway character, right? But supporting cast, we'll call them supporting cast. Of the supporting cast, instantly, from the very first time I saw him standing with that mace in the hangar, I said to myself, who is the giant white lion character standing over on the left side of that page? Who is that? I want to know more about that character. That character would grab everybody else's attention too. And his name is Battle Beast. And I freaking love Battle Beast. I love Battle Beast. And so when I heard that they were going to do a spinoff and Ryan was going to come back to an Invincible character and it was going to be Battle Beast, yeah, I'm having a hard time containing myself. For anybody who doesn't know, I have 83 of the original floppies, something like that. But I have every single one of the hardcover, the ultimate hardcover collected books, because I want, obviously, to read the story, but I want all the behind the scenes stuff that I can get as well. I've met Ryan many a time. He's an awesome dude. Love Ryan to death. I'm going to be looking forward to the Battle Beast books coming out immensely. So Dan reached out and said, "Hey, you want to do a cover for Battle Beast?" And I had to pick myself up off the floor. I was like, yeah. When I could breathe again, I said, yeah, I would love to do a Battle Beast. Yeah, I mean, whatever. And so I'm going to be able to do a Battle Beast cover, guys, and we're going to launch it at Oklahoma City. I cannot tell you how freaking jazzed I am. Oh. And so, Dan, I don't know how much of it you've shown. Miss you at WonderCon, but the attendance sort of sucked, to be honest. Did it, Robert? I'm so sorry to hear that, brother. I miss you too. Miguel just says, "Go Cubs." Sonny says, "Jeff." Sonny, what's up, brother? Robert Sterling says, "Do a Battle Beast cover." I did, Robert. I did. Ryan Ambrose says, "Okay, the gang should be coming, but Don't go. I'm out of it. I didn't share to Messenger, but everyone." Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. I love you, buddy. And Robert goes, "Ooh, yeah." Should I watch this or go back to teaching MSG Comics? You're a teacher? Who is MSG? I'm so sorry, Instagram folks. I love you, but this is my first time doing an Instagram stream through StreamYards. So I don't know. I don't know who MSG Comics is. Should I watch this or go back to teaching? I would love for you to stay and watch. That would be awesome. So I don't know. I know Dan showed a teaser image of the logo, but I don't think Dan showed any of the art. Could be wrong, but I don't think Dan showed any of the art. So I don't want to talk about it too much until I know how much we can discuss. So Dan, yeah, I got to do Battle Beast. Oh, it was so much fun. I can't, and the colors. I'm telling you guys. So good. Sonny says, "I def want a Battle Beast." Oh, Sonny, I think you'll love it. I really do. The colors were incredible. The concept was actually Dan's concept. Dan was like, "I got an idea and I kind of want to see it happen." I was like, "Okay, let me hear it." And then he told me, and I was like, "Ooh, oh yeah, well played, sir." So yeah, tomorrow full reveal. Okay, I won't talk about it too much. Keep your eyes glued to One Stop Comic Shop's Facebook page. Is that only where you're putting it, Dan? I'm trying to remember where else you're going to do the reveal at. Go to onestopcomicshop.com too. Yeah, to the website. There you go. You guys, I'm Oklahoma City is going to be a big show for the covers. The Snake Eyes cover, the Battle Beast cover. We're launching them both at OKC. So if you're going to be in and around Oklahoma City for GalaxyCon and you want these, do yourself a favor, swing by. The show is amazing. First off, second off, we got two covers that I'm very excited about. I don't know if you gathered, but I'm very excited. Yes. Oh, I fielded a request for the purchase of the original art for Battle Beast, and it was somebody that I'm very close to. I know it would go to a great home, and I was, for the very first time in a very long time, outside of the original art for my Turtles covers, because I'm not selling those. But this was the first one that I was just like, oh, I gotta think about not having that here with me at all times. And that's gonna be tough. I'm gonna work on it. I just was like, oh man, this is up there. This is up there for some of my personal love of comics. So it's like, I gotta try not to hyperventilate. Ryan Ambrose says, I'm on my phone. I share to every known platform but Twitter. Just happy to see you. I love you, Ryan. Thank you, brother. Robert Sterling says, I DM'd you. I think it's trying to come in over here, Robert, but my Facebook is getting all gunked up. It's getting all gummed up. Misty Lawrence, what's going on, girl? She says, just got off work for the day. Yay, sunshine and nice weather. It's about 60 degrees. It's okay here. I'm glad you got some good weather. I'm glad you're enjoying your day, the rest of your day. Franz413 joined over on Instagram as well. Hello, friends. MSG Comics. I still don't know if you should go back to teaching or not. Who is MSG Comics? When I get done here, I'm going to go to my Instagram. I'm going to click on the profiles. I'm going to try to remember, because screen names sometimes they don't really tell me much. Okay, so that's where we're at. That's what we got going on right now. That's what we got coming up at Oklahoma City. I am jazzed, but more than anything, I want to see if this cover will take colors. Do you guys want to see? I'm just going to do some like simple colors, some blends, and then if it does, I'm going to get that Dr. Doom out and we're going to color. I mean, I've been yapping for about 40 minutes right now, but I did start early, so we should be all right. That's what she says. She said, but probably pointless. It's true, Robert. Most of what I say typically is fairly pointless. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to just do some simple color blends. We're going to see the first test that I usually do is very simple. Yellow is a very difficult color for a lot of the blanks to absorb because it's so light, such a light color. So I usually take a fairly dark yellow, Y18, and I will throw it down and see if it absorbs. If it does, but doesn't, it didn't bleed through. That's good. That's really good. Now, we'll see if it works, if it blends the orange in. We're going to do this real quick test. See if I can't get the two to blend. Aha! So now you guys might be saying, why is that going so dark? Why is that going so dark? It's because you're actually seeing the color, the cover behind it. And is it starting to get rough on the texture? No, I think we're okay. So what I do is I take one of my blotter pages right here, just a blotter page, and wham. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Robert says, hi, Misty Lawrence. Glad you're keeping busy. I know, right? She's awesome. Ryan Ambrose says, my phone acting wacky. I can't see everyone's comments, so if I ignored, it wasn't intentional. Ryan, you are fantastic. You are fan-bloody-tastic, bro. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right. So one thing that'll happen with some of the covers sometimes is that by doing a lot of the blend that you see me working on here, it'll actually give the paper itself a bit of a rough texture, like the fibers are starting to come out of the page. This one's not that bad. This one's not bad at all. All right, let's go with the red. It's looking promising. It's looking promising. And then blend this in. It's looking good, y'all. It's looking good. It did bleed through on my blotter page, but thankfully, that's all. I mean, that's what the blotter page is for, right? So I am seeing some blowout on the colors, which is to be expected because this board is fairly thin. I think it's probably 80 pound, and I'm used to working on 200 pound. And all that means is that it's just a thicker board, so it can absorb more of the ink. Not a problem at all, though. So now, if I can get to this point and the board the cover is working, then I go to the light side of yellow. See if I can blend this all the way down to my wide triple aught. And if I can, then I feel pretty confident that that the cover will take just about everything I can throw at it. It bled through a little bit, but that's why you have a blotter page. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Sunny Patel says, what are we doing today? So I had I'm blessed to say that I have Clan McDonald that did a sketch up with me for me, and they sent me some books when I met up with them at Planet Comic-Con. And as it just so happened, this facsimile cover of Fantastic Four #1, the reprint, it had a spine tick there. It had a dented corner there. It was a little bit beat up. And so I talked to Clan McDonald. They said, can you replace it with something from your stash? I said, yes. So that cover is fine. But I have this cover. And the second Fantastic Four themed character, because this one was for a Galactus, was a Dr. Doom. And so the other facsimile cover is in great shape. So I said to the commissioner of the Dr. Doom Fantastic Four facsimile cover, he asked me if I could color it. Jim Randall, I said, yeah, I can color it. So I told him I'm going to use this as a test, this one as a test. So right now I have tested it out. And so I start off with the yellow to red, and then I go real pale yellow. And then the last thing I do is I put some of my ink that I usually use. So I'll just throw some lines with my various pens that I will use. I know that this cover took inks very well when I did the Dr. Doom, but I don't know how it will respond over color over my Copic pens. So part of my test is I will throw some lines, and then I will come through over top of it with a variety of the tools that I use. So I have my Copic multi-liner pens. I have my Tombow Fudenosuke. More sure. It's like a felt tip pen. These are amazing. I don't know how to describe them other than it's like they call it a brush pen, but it's not a brush. It's like a felt tip pen. It's amazing. And then Kuretake, actually, brush pen. So I will throw a variety of lines. This is how I also get warmed up to do my inking with different lines that I want. And then I'll come through over the top with my testers, colors, and see if they blow out these colors or not. They shouldn't, because most of these colors, so this is a Copic marker, and these are Copic pens. So this safest bet. The only thing that could make the ink bleed is the actual cover, the actual board. It didn't. The Kuretake, I'm sorry, the Tombows here, they are essentially Kuretake, Copic. They're very similar. So those as well shouldn't blow out. They didn't. The inks didn't. And the only thing that could make the brush pin strokes blowout is that there's a heavier load of ink on the cover, so they may blow out. I got a little bit of drag on those, but I think it's just because when you put this and these use these tools, there's a little bit more of a dry brush effect with the thrown end of the strokes, because it's not loaded up like an actual brush is. And so, yeah, man, it's fine. We're gonna color. We're at least gonna get started coloring the Dr. Doom piece now. This is my little tester, because again, anytime I ever work on a new comic cover, I like to test them out if at all possible. And I've never done anything on this Fantastic Four facsimile cover before, and it takes the colors beautifully. I knew it took the inks beautifully, but I didn't know about the colors. So now that I've tested it, now I'm going to color the Dr. Doom piece that I did. So Jim, I hate to say it, brother, but this is going to ruin the surprise, because you're gonna see what I've done with your piece. So if you were wanting to be surprised, Jim, this is your spoiler warning. Look away now. If you don't mind seeing what I've done, then here we go. We're going to take, and what I have found that works the best is I have this painter's tape, and it is low tack, which means that it is not very sticky at all. So I will take this low tack painter's tape, and then I will put it on my hand and really take off what little tack there is. I open up the back of the books to the back cover in an effort to make sure that everything stays safe and stationary on this board. And then I will fold it over so that I don't have to dig at pulling the tape up. I have it pulled over so that I have a little tab to grab when I go to remove this stuff, this tape. So I'll put it there, and I'll put this here. So now I have two pull tabs to pull the tape off when I need to take it out of here. But I want to sort of make it stationary to the bag and board. I get a fresh bag and board because when I got it from Clan McDonald, Dana wrote exactly what I needed to do in Sharpie. And if I were to put the book on this, that Sharpie rubs off, and it would rub onto the back of the comics. So I get a fresh bag and board, and I, using low tack painter's tape, adhere it to the board. And that is, let me do the webcam so I can give you guys a good, yeah. That is where we're at right now. Battle Damage Dr. Doom for Jim Randall. He's seen better days. So, flip this back over here. Now, the next thing I do is I have a swatch sheet of all of the Copic colors that I have. So I'll put that over here so that I have, because the caps and the numbers and the descriptions on the caps and whatnot, they don't really tell you much, you know. So I use the swatches. That's what I do. The other thing I'll do is I'll take this low tack tape, And I'm showing you guys this because I want you guys to know, like, we really do try to take as good of care of your books as possible. Clan McDonald does, I do, Dan does. We really, really, really try. So you might be saying to yourself, okay, well, what are you doing now? Well, one of the things that I like to do as well is to protect the corners. I will pull this over the corner, and then I will simply fold it around and let it tack onto itself. So now that corner isn't going anywhere. I'll do the same thing on this one. I want to keep your corners as nice as possible. I grew up in a family of collectors. We collected, when I was younger, baseball and football and comic cards, and obviously comic books. So I'm very, very keen to try to make sure I keep everything as flat and safe as possible. So, oh, Steve Diver, hey, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you here. Dan says that Doom is sick. He's seen better days. He's seen better days. Jim Randall was very particular. He's like, can you show like the scar underneath the mask? It's like, well, if I'm gonna do battle damage Doom, I'm gonna show you the gnarly face underneath. Absolutely. So first thing I do is I say, okay, well, I know he's gonna have a green cloak, but what do I want the tone to be? It's funny how Jeff used to hide his signature and now it can't be missed. Yeah, no, now you guys, message sent, message received. I heard what you saying. You want to see it. You got it. Do I want this to be a cool piece? Do I want this to temperature wise have more of a cool tones, warm tones, or do I want to have a mix? When you step outside into like a summer sunny day, you get a warm tone from the light above, and then in the shadows you get cool tones, because it's the color of the sky bouncing off the ground, bouncing up on you. A lot of the blues and cools are the bounced light. With green, I could definitely go more warm up top here, give it more of a fiery passion kind of approach. If I go blue, it'd be more somber. I tend to go with leaning towards warm up, just because it can represent fire. And a lot of Dr. Doom's energy, his power signatures are colored yellow. So I'm going to go with more of the yellow on this one, the more of the warm tones on this one. And I might, inside the mask, go more of a bluish tones. Again, the bounced light. So first things first, since I know now that I can't do too much overworking of the blends, I'm going to have to use a lot of I'm going to have, instead of doing big steps between my colors like I did a yellow and an orange and a red, I'm going to have to use smaller steps. So a yellow and then a yellow orange and then an orange and then a red orange and then a red. I'm going to have to do that so that the colors themselves do a lot of the blend work, as opposed to my hand and the technique. We're going to get that yellow back out. That was a warm yellow. All right. First thing I like to do is I like to, especially if I'm doing something that I've just drawn, I want to reimagine where the lighting was, because I do a lot of these during the day and I do different lightings, yada, yada, yada. I know from this piece, the lighting on the top is coming from upper left, and the lighting from the bottom is, the top. Did I do just a straight up? I think I did it straight from the top, and then lower left coming up and bouncing off this side of the face here. Yeah, I did more of an upper down here, and then, so keeping it in mind, I'll start to block in the colors. Now, this is going to seem like I'm coloring everything yellow, and I am, for two reasons. One, Copics and any markers are transparent medium. So if you throw down, Do I have an extra board? I'll do it over here. So if I were to take a green later on, any old green, G14, I don't even know what this is called. Apple green. That's lovely. I got an extra board. What am I doing? I can show you guys this. So if I throw down green, apple green, it's lovely, right? That is a lovely green. Okay. Now, what happens if I put yellow down first and then I put green over top? And I don't blend. I'm just putting another layer over it. I still have that apple green, but because Copics are transparent media, you see the yellow shine through the green. It gives it a warmer tone. Now this all of a sudden looks very blue, and this looks very yellow. It's the same green, just more of a warm tone and a cool tone. So with that, that's the second reason why I'm going to put. That's the first reason why I'm going to put yellow over everything, because I want to cast a yellow tone over all of this top side. Now, I'm not going to use the same yellow. As we get closer to the light source, I will go with a lighter yellow. I'll show you. And I'll also try to keep in mind, anytime I have any bounce light coming up on the underside of any folds, keep that as well. Keep that as well. Blue, more of a warm tones. It's not super important, because there's not going on the top here, because there's not going to be a lot of that bounce light from below coming up on the top of his hood here. But as far as just practice is good. It's good to do. The other reason, I said this was the second reason, was to add a warmth to it. The first reason is I want to lock these inks in place. So by going over top of them with Copic markers, you lock the inks, the black inks, in place. This is very important if you are concerned that you may have done some brush work, like I showed with that Kuretake brush, and you may have loaded. You may have put quite the loaded strokes down. This will help to lock in those inks. It might smear them, so be careful. Your mileage may vary, but yeah, it's to lock in the inks, as well as to start to tone, give a temperature to the lighting. But like I said, as I get closer to the light source up here, I'm not going to stick with this pretty intense yellow. I'm going to shift down to a lighter yellow, changing the temperature just enough. Just enough. You'll see it when I put the greens over it. This will look a lot lighter. So that's the second reason. Lock it in. Give a tone. The first reason is to give it a temperature. Give it a tone. Second reason is to lock in the inks. And third reason is I am a child of the 90s comics era. I like my comics to have punchy, poppy, saturated colors. Now, don't get me wrong. When I do my illustrated work, when I'm doing my interiors, I like to go with more of a subtle approach. Adds to the storytelling that's going on. But when we're trying to do a singular image, a one-shot image, a cover, a commission, or whatnot, the idea is to be as punchy and poppy and grab your attention as possible. And I think the coloring should fit that. So Oh my gosh, Jim Randall, you're here. Here's your Dr. Doom. I am coloring it. Now, as you guys can see, putting the green over the top of the yellow does not mean it stays yellow. It means the green is now toned yellow. But because I did two different yellows, it's not a singular tone either. It grades from a deeper, richer yellow to a brighter, lighter yellow. And again, this is something that you can do if you're working on a cover that is a little bit of a lighter weight structure to it, because it won't absorb a lot of ink, so you won't have the opportunity to do a lot of the blend work by hand. So you can plan ahead a little bit here. Really pick your spots. There you go. Now, I really dig that G14, and it's got a good step down in the G12. This was called Sea Green. I don't know what it's called, but you know. Jim said, I had an inkling. I bet you did, brother. Hello, fellow Weirdians avoiding work. Todd, you are the man. Love you, buddy. Thank you for being here. So you matched that the spots where you went for a little bit of a lighter, brighter green. I'm sorry, yellow. You use that with a lighter, brighter green as well, because you want to make sure that you still retain some of that yellow. And you can come back in. You can come back in if you really want more of that yellow in there. You really like how it warms up the color. You can come back in. Just because I said that it doesn't work, you can't overwork it, doesn't mean that you can't try. It just might not be, you might be wasting your time a little bit here. I don't think I am, however. I think that this is going to be great, because I am going to come back over it with the yellow, just to really solidify that there's a warm tone up here. I don't want to blow it out too much, but I want to have some modulation of color. I want to have some of them warmer bits. If anybody ever tells you that there's a possibility I overthink this stuff, you tell them they're right. It's true. I do. So now we're going to do a little bit of blending with get over here, with the green. A little bit of this. Bring this back. For me, coloring is so much fun because it's so much of this back and forth dance. Punch that green back up a little bit. Punch that yellow back up a little bit. There we go. Now we're getting some yellow back in there. Yeah. It's back and forth. Even though, like I said, this cover in my test, I wasn't able to do a lot of passes of blending. All it means is that it just, you won't, whatever the most recent and lightest color is the one that will stay. So you have to be careful, but it's not the end of the world if you have to do some extra blending. It's not the end of the world at all. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And the gorgeous thing about Copics is in situations like this where you have a yellow and a green and you want to blend between the two. They have a whole section of markers that are called YG, yellow greens. There you go. Todd Irwin says, that's what happens when you start getting famous like Jeffify. You want it to be prominent. No, Todd. It's truly just because I heard you guys and I get it. You want me to you want to see it. Now don't get me wrong. I have some folks that are like, can you hide your signature? And I'm like, you bet your sweet butt I can. Absolutely. So it's really what you guys want, you know. Kid Sanders says, that's so good. Thank you, Kid Sanders. Thank you so much. Chris Mitchell says, hopefully I'll get to watch you work on one of my commissions in time 2028 or 2029 when you finally get around to it. Maybe, Mitchell, maybe. So like this is YG03. It's one of my go-tos for a more yellow green, right? And again, just punching up a little bit of that green tone, but not blowing out the yellow because the board doesn't want to absorb it all. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that I've already completely saturated the board. And I bet you if I were to reveal the blotter page, I bet you that I'm pushing a lot of the yellows onto the blotter page, which is fine. But yeah, but you see how this doesn't completely blow out the yellow? It's because this is a yellow green. It's meant to be doing the work that my hand would do when I try to blend by hand. And only if you're lucky, Mitchell. Only if you're lucky. There we go. There we go. All right. So with that one, we will take YG00 is another one of my favorites. I think it's actually over here in my to-go list, my to-go bag. It is. Break out the Poscas, lol. I broke out the Poscas for the Galactus one. So this is the second of the Fantastic Four covers that was on the list of my from the sketch shop, and the other one was a Galactus headshot, and it was on this same Fantastic Four cover, facsimile cover, but it was the one that was a little bit beat up, and my replacement that I had to pull out of my stash had a little bit of a slickness to the cover, just a touch of slickness. So I had to overcome that by means of Posca paint pens. So don't tempt me, Jim. I'll do it. Don't think I won't. Yeah. That's starting to look good. Keep this here. A little something there. Yeah. Not too much because, again, this is the low lights. The low lights are generally where you're going to want to preserve your cools. But just at the core. There we go. Use the deeper, warmer yellows to kind of show the transition line between where you would put your cools. Not would. I'm gonna put them in. Just haven't yet. And I'm obviously not going to get all of this colored up today because I'm only going to be on here for a couple of hours. But I wanted to make sure that I got on here, kept you guys abreast of what we're doing, and then I'm gonna finish this up, get the work done. I'm gonna get off of here, but I wanted to see you guys. Haven't seen you guys, and it felt like forever. The shows were gnarly. I did something also this year that I haven't done, and I'm glad I did it. I really tried hard not to be up all night. I was up late. Let's be clear. I was up late, but I tried not to be up all night. And there were moments when it just didn't matter. Brian Butler came up to me at Richmond, and I was a zombie. But even with trying not to be up all night, if you're getting 4 hours of sleep for a 4-day show, that's not enough. And I learned that this go round, it's not enough. So we're still figuring it all out. So there's a good start. Now, you guys might sit here and say, well, that doesn't look finished. Well, it's not. It's not, because the way I usually try to do things is I will try to bounce back and forth between the lighting and the ambient light, so that I can make sure that I don't have something that's overpowering the other, essentially. So again, another beautiful thing that happens with Copics is if I have a green tunic here and I want it to blend to blue and I don't want to overwork it by hand, Copic has, just like they have a YG for yellow green, they have a section of colors that are BG, and not for staying alive, but for blue green. And if that is the color that I'm going to tone the shadow side of his cloak here, then that is the one that I will use instead of the yellows. So BG34 is a go-to color. I freaking love BG34, but I also love its lighter bounce, sort of bounce light partner, and that is 23. BG23 is a little bit, it's not pale enough. Maybe that's why I like it so much, is because it's not pale enough. What if I go with BG11? That's another one that I really dig. Let's see. Let's get that one. That one. You guys will see me going side to side. So I have my travel kit. Steve Number says, bah, time to hit home from work. Have fun watching a master. Oh, you're too kind, Steve. Hopefully mine will be sketched and colored soon. It absolutely will, brother. It absolutely will. The only reason these are getting done right now is just because I have a time limit. I have to get these done ASAP. And as soon as these are done, Steve, yours is actually the first one that I'm going to be working on. So, yeah, stay tuned, brother. Stay tuned. Chris Mitchell says, not going to get it done. All I heard was, hi, I'm Jeff Edwards, and I'm a slacker. I did that at the intro, Mitchell. You're just now getting here for that? Jeez. Way to show up late. So BG11 is the blue-green. That's a little bit paler, and I really dig it. It complements the BG34 transition very well. As you can see, it blends seamlessly. But to really help me punch that transition up without having to, again, overwork it, BG49, which I know is over here, because it too is in my to-go bag. Mullins, what's going on? Chris Nichols, what's going on? Chauncey Blakey, hello. Franz 413, how's the Venomized Pokemon been going? I have been working on these exclusively because, again, they have a time limit, but don't you worry. I got you, boo. I got you. For anybody who doesn't know, I need those markers. Kid Sanders, these markers are amazing. They are also expensive. So I would say Get them, but I would recommend for you guys, I would recommend the Chow version. So these are the Copic sketch markers. The only difference between this one and this one. So this is your original square Copic marker right here. It comes with your traditional chisel tip as well as a bullet tip point. Can you see that okay? Now, the sketch markers come with your chisel tip and a brush tip that I very much enjoy. Very much enjoy. The Chow markers, they are just you have different grades of art supplies. You have professional grade, and then you have school, scholar, however they describe it. And essentially, they're a little bit cheaper because, well, you don't need them to be crazy expensive. You're not making them for a job like I am. I have to get the top of the line stuff. But for someone who's learning, I mean, that's why they call them scholar, is that you can learn on them. So I would recommend getting the scholar versions of the Copic markers for y'all. You'll love them. And they won't break the bank too bad. So as I get a little bit closer to the lighting, the lower left lighting for the ambient light, I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to use a little bit less of this heavy, darker VG49. Now, the way that the hood works is as it crests over this rim, it goes flat across his collarbone. So these are going to catch up here. These are going to catch a lot more of the dark. These folds up here will. If that makes sense. But not all of it will catch it all. So you can blend it out to that lighter BG. Just to kind of, the BG11? Yeah, BG11. Just to kind of really set it in place where the lighting is. And again, these are going to fade back into the shadows. These are going to fade back into the shadows, so give them a little bit of darkness. So now we have a nice toned green. It's a bluish green for the bounce light. Now we can come through and we can go over it with our base tone. And you see how it does the same. It does the same work for you that the yellowish tone did, but this time it's kicking it down to a bluish feel. You do it over here as well. So we want to have a unifying color, and it's this G14. But we want to make sure that we have our bounce light, we have our tones, we know what we want it to look like. Come in here, same thing. Blend these out. And you can see it come to life. It's part of the reason why I love doing colors. Don't get asked to do them as often, but I love doing them. John Resto says, you have fantastic covers. Have you done a Daredevil? No, and it kills me to say that. I would love to draw Daredevil. Now, if you're asking about commissions, yes, I've drawn Daredevil commissions before. But if you mean my covers, my published work, no, I've not done a Daredevil yet. Daredevil is I love the street level Marvel superheroes. My favorite superhero ever is Darkhawk. He's a street level Marvel superhero. They are right up my alley. Just never gotten the opportunity yet. So hopefully soon. Now, just as I was saying earlier, we take this deeper yellow to kind of block out the tone for the warm side of the cloak. We can also come in here and just touch a little bit of the bounce light, even though it is on the top of the hood. And you would say, oh, well, that's not going to work. I mean, how would there be all any bounce light, bluish bounce light? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how reflective this world we live in is. And besides, it doesn't have to make perfect sense if it looks cool. That's what's really important. Does it look cool? If the answer is yes, then you are following what I like to call the rule of cool. And that is, if it looks cool, it is cool. Come here, you gotta play a little bit of catch with these markers sometimes. They want to get up and run away from you. There we go. Now we're getting some deep tones. Saturation. There we go. And again, that color modulation. Greens that you see on movies, reds, they're not red. They're not just red. They're not just green. They're not just one color. They're a mixture, a visual mix, a modulation. So you have to get in there. And you have to kind of trust the process. It may look a little bit strange to say, well, that's like a very orangish yellow. Yeah, well, it is. You're right. But when you blend it in with this apple green, it's really not. It holds that little punch of visual change. There we go. So now the forms are very clear. Oh, that's not funny, Jim. Did you want him White Suit Doom? Yeah, no, I didn't get anything about a White Suit Doom. Jim, did you want him to be a White Suit Doom? Thank you, Alan Atkins. He says, dude, that looks awesome. Then he says, a little late for that, Jim. Chris Mitchell says, if you want some solid markers without spending a ton, go to Ohuhu. Ohuhu is amazing. Yeah, that is true. Jim? What's going on? What's going on, Terry Jeffries? How you doing, brother? I'm working on this Doom that I may have just screwed up. Alan Atkins says, I worked with Jim. How you doing there, Terry? Jim, did you want this to be a white suit? I hope you're joking. Yeah, no, I didn't get anything about White Suit Doom. Jim? James? Oh, you son of a... I'm gonna need to go get some new pants on. Oh, Jim. I'm not easily got, but the man knows that there's a White Suit Doom, You got jokes, do you, Jim? You got jokes. Okay. So funny, Jim. So funny. No, that actually was a good nerd joke because not a lot of people know that there's a white suit Doom. So, yeah. Well played, sir. Man, had me worried, Jim. Whew. Had me a little concerned. Not gonna lie. Jim almost killed Jeffify. Yeah, no, you really did. Terry says, "I'm good, man. Working out in Manhattan, Kansas today, and just getting wrapped up." Well, I'm glad that you're wrapping it up, and yeah. Hopefully, it was a good day. Jim says, "I'm bad like that." He. Yeah, no, I'm starting to get the picture. Yeah. All right, that's the stream. I'm gone. No, I'm kidding. Jim, you can't do that to the poor guy. Yeah, no, Alan understands that I don't know these things. You know, like you're just effing with me. I, however, didn't know. Okay, Jim. I suck guy. Do you want to play rough? Let's play rough. No, I'm kidding. You got me. Like I said, that was a good nerd joke because again, not a lot of people know there's a green suit or there's a white suit. Well done. I'll remember that, Jim. I'll remember that. Well done. Yeah. All right. So what I was talking about earlier is I wanted to make sure that I have the light tones kind of generally blocked in, the highlight tones, so the warm tones on top here, and then the bounced tones, the bounced light tones. So I'm focusing here. The more bluish tones. And one of the things that it helps me do is to make sure that when I'm selecting the proper colors, I'm not getting too much too hard one way or the other, if that makes sense. Because I want to be able to balance the colors. But I need, for example, this portion up here, right? This fold is such a deep fold that it goes to a black shadow. So my colors have to go to a black shadow up here. This fold is so dark that it goes to a black shadow as well. So my colors have to get dark enough to blend that black shadow so it's not a hard transition. There are times when you want a hard transition on a very tight turn, for example, but then there are times when you don't. This is more of a subtle flow. So you need to take the time to transition the colors to that black shadow. Some people would have just gone with more blues. Well, if my blues are locked in as the ambient light, then I have to find a dark green, but a warm green. So you stick with more of the yellows. So this is just a true green, but this is a G19, and that's a little bit more of a warm green. Again, they have a YG green, which is their yellow greens. They have a dark YG green, and it works well complemented with this G19. That YG green that's a good complement is 63, YG 63. So this one, it looks a little bit pale until you put it over that original green. And you see how it brings the warmth back in, but it doesn't lighten that original green. Again, you have to remember your tones. You have to remember the color temperature that you want your piece here to have in the different parts where you've represented sunlight, or in this case, like a firelight, right? For those out there who don't know what's going on here. So with these markers, because they have a reservoir of ink, you'll sometimes see that especially if you're working with one of these ends, You may catch it, but you'll start to be like, why is so much ink coming out? Look at your tip. If your tip doesn't look like that, if it looks glistening, it's about to burp. The pen will burp. You ever drank out of a 2 liter and it goes glug glug as you're pouring it out? Glug. It's burping air back into the reservoir. It's because it's a reservoir of liquid that's trying to pull air into it through a tiny little bottleneck, while at the same time liquid's trying to come out of it. So what do you do to get a smooth flow? You poke a hole in the back of that 2 liter or that can and you shotgun it, right? Well, with a marker, how do you do that? You take the other cap off, because air flows in past this nib. So just remember that before you have a blowout and you get a whole big old gob of ink that comes out, always glance at the tip of your markers and make sure that if you start to see it really loaded with ink, stop, lift it up, let gravity pull the ink back into the barrel of the body, and then take the other side off. You'll see me sometimes, I'll just be drawing with both sides off, both caps off. It's because I've seen that I'm throwing down a lot of ink unintentionally, and I've just developed the sixth sense that I'm about to the pen's about to burp. So help it out, or else it'll glug onto your artwork, and then your job is going to be a lot more difficult. Like super difficult after that. Like super duper 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 difficult. Sonny Patel says, I'm back. Well, welcome back, Sonny. Then Jim Randall says, now I feel my cover will be bent in half, guaranteed. Rob Moisel says, what up, Jeff? What up? Chris Mitchell says, that has a little to nothing to do with your joke. That's just what happens when old Sausage Fingers Edwards gets a hold of your book. He knows. Physics. How did my headset disconnect? Why would my headset disconnect? My headset. No. Jim Randall says Physics 102. No. No, I don't know why my headset. I just got in my ear that my headset has disconnected. I don't want my headset to disconnect. What are you doing? So here we go. Pairing. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. It says it's pairing, but it's not. All right. Let me blend that up. There we go. Now we're starting to get it. Blend that up. Okay. There we go. Go. Take that. There we go. Now we're getting a nice darker turn to the color, the lighter side of the colors, not the lighter, the warmer side of the colors here. And then we can push that edge a little further up. The edge of the true green that we're using here. There we go. Same thing here. Push that edge. It's not really an edge because it's all folds, but yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Dig that. Dig that a lot. Okay. Now, bluer side, this bounced light side, it allows us to blend, push this edge into the bluer side, this side of it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're getting some real good forms. I broke the stream. How did I break the stream? What the bloody hell? Hold on, you guys. My apologies. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move you over here. Or better yet, how about I just do this? And then I am going to stop cam. 1 second. 1 second. What is... Are you kidding me right now? Oh, my Lanta. I love it. Love it. So for those of you guys who can hear me, when I went to plug in my where'd you go? Where did you go? When I went to plug in my this second phone, let me come back. Hello. When I went to plug in the second phone for the chat, I will put the cord, the power cord on it so that it can stay charging the whole time. And unfortunately, I unplugged the camera that I was using for my overhead shot for the art, and it just died. Should have seen that coming when my headphones said unpaired. And I should have recognized that it was unpaired because the phone died, that it was paired to. So it's charging now. And I'm going to have to check it out. Let me see. Are we good? We're back on. Hold, please. Hold, please. I'm going to turn the camera back off and we're going to get this bright. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Get back into the stream. Boom. Boom, boom. It should just take a minute or so. Like I said, with getting everything situated and not having to use the cameras as two different phones, I must not have run through my normal procedure. Come on. Come on. Settings, camera, back, triple camera. There. Mute. All right, cam, go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What happened? Oh, no, 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 no. What in the wide world of sports did you do? Don't do that. Don't do any of that. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm still here. Technical difficulties. It popped back out, even though I got it set up in the StreamYard's green room. Yeah. Thank you. Camera. Triple camera. Audio. Boom. Mute. Okay. All right. Turn you around. Enter studio. Hello. Turn that. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. We're going to turn this back on. Hello. Thank you for having patience with me, y'all. And then it's just a matter of a little bit of power, y'all. That's all it is. It's just a little power. Where'd you go? Add you to the stream and make you the big one. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that, y'all. Jim Randall says, did Ryan hack the feed with these robots on screen? I mean, yeah. Mitchell says, get it together, Edwards. Sheesh. I know, right? This is worse than whatnot. Oh, no, Jim. I'm sorry. Mitchell says, you've never looked better than right now. Thank you, bro. That's a lot of words to say. I is no smart. I thought you guys knew that. Mongo, no IT. That's true. Ryan says, Mongo just pawn in Game of Life. It's true. Chris Mitchell says Jeffrical difficulties. That is actually the proper name. Ryan says I'm a huge movie buff, but as well best recap. What? I'm a huge movie buff as well. Best. I don't know any idea what you're trying to say there, Ryan. What is happening here? First time charging a phone, says FF Collector. Second. I thought I had it right, but clearly I didn't. Super Dan's hello. Giant Nick, hello. Bookishly Amber, hello. Lulu TCD, hello. FF Collector translator. I might need one, honestly. I do the colors, y'all. I color things. That's what I do. Listen. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for me. Technicalities of stuff. Yeah, it's just. I'm just lucky. I'm just lucky I survive the day. I don't choke on a grape or something. You know, that's the level of activity that happens in this brain pan. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I played football and I smashed all my good thoughts out of my head. Oh, Lord. Oh. All right, we're back. We are back and we are ready to rock. All right, so pushing the more greenish color into the yellow. After all, we want the highlights, but we want to make sure that we remember visually that this is a green tunic cloak, not a yellow one. So we got to push. And for me, that's the majority of the fun of colors is that push and pull, that back and forth. You know, knowing when to say, all right, enough's enough, you know, it's difficult for me. It's very difficult. But it comes with practice. You got to practice it, which is part of the reason why I'm so grateful that Jim got a hold of me and was like, hey, do you want to color this? Because it's high pressure practice because you're not really thinking of practice like, oh, I got to try to learn. It's more of performing what you know, and that in itself can be a little bit daunting, especially if you allow your brain to remember, oh, this is somebody's commission, you know. But it's fun. It's fun because at the end of the day, you just relax and you just remember it was not supposed to be a white suit doom, and you're fine. But yeah, now that I have the more bluish side of the lighting down there, it allows me to really play with now the values a lot more freely. Go heavy on the values where, you know, as we get further and further away from the lighting, the blue uplighting, you want to make sure that you get darker and darker to represent that distance that the light has to travel. And in this case, it has to go through the whole cloak itself, and it's not gonna. So, do I have? I do. 78 BG 78, another fave. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Now we're getting saturation. Now we're getting dark tones. Dark tones that blend into the shadows very well, give us a three-dimensionality that you cannot get when your colors are a little bit more washed, a little bit more watercolory. There's lots of ways to describe it. There you go. There you go. There we go. Now we're cooking with gasoline. Okay. Yeah, I dig that. I dig that. All right, we're going to color for about 15 more minutes. Like I said, going to try to keep it about 2 hours-ish. About 2 hours of... there I go and drop the main color all the way back there. So in these last 15 minutes, I want to once again say thank you to everybody who stopped by and is hanging out with me. I appreciate it more than I can say. I miss you guys when I don't get the chance to get on here. I hate that I hate when I don't get a chance to get on here. So thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Jim, thank you for reaching out to me and letting me know that you wanted this colored, because it really is a lot of fun. I love coloring, and I'm going to continue to play around with this and have a good time with it. So I appreciate the opportunity to do so and draw one of my favorite villains. He's just Doom's the man, right? He's tech, he's magic, he's awesome. So thank you for coming and hanging out. If you guys are at all interested in G.I. Joe, we got a new cover coming out. I'm super jazzed about it, if that wasn't clear. It's G.I. Joe 21 from the Real American Hero series. It's a reprint. Snake Eyes basically drawing a line in the sand is the cover. You guys are longtime viewers. You've seen the cover. I had it on the string before. And Brian has given it a retouching, and it is gorgeous. And we're going to launch it at GalaxyCon. Sorry, completely focused in here. GalaxyCon Oklahoma City. But pre-orders are available, so feel free to jump on the pre-orders if you want them. I think Dan will have more information, I'm sure. I don't want to make promises that that Dan can't keep. But I know that Dan was planning on going out to get a private signing with Ray Park done. And I don't know if he's already back. No, he is back. But yeah. So we've got some that. Well, I don't want to say that either, because I don't know if there's a plan for those. We're doing so much with this book, man. We really are. We're excited about the book. I hope you guys are excited about the book. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Sorry, I am getting into this now. Ooh, boy. A little more yellows. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. A little more greens. Just inching our way up there. I'm telling you, I love this stuff, man. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Sorry, I am all over the place now with my thoughts, but yeah, I GI Joe 21 going to be available at um, GalaxyCon Oklahoma City. We're going to have a Battle Beast cover as well. I am super jazzed about both of them. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Love me some Invincible. Love me some GI Joe. It's going to be big, man. It's going to be big. If you guys want them, get them. Dan's got them over at One Stop Comic Shop. And yeah, I love these commissions. Oh, my Lanta, this is so much fun. Bring that yellow back in. Zhuzh it up a touch. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be having a good time with this one. Santiago, what's going on? Santiago Aguiar. Hello. He says, nice work. Thank you. Luis, what's going on, brother? I'm sorry, not Luis. Lewis. I used to know a Luis Aranya, and he spelled his name the same way. What's going on, brother? Hello, you gorgeous man. Hello, you sexy mother trucker, you. Is that up for sale? Santiago asks, unfortunately, no, it is not. It has already been purchased. I did a sketch op. Jim Randall, who is on the stream right now, these are his. This is his. So unfortunately, no, brother, it is not for sale. But when I take on another commission, you could definitely get one, Santiago. Yeah. You see how we've got core shadows and even the folds. Like the yellows are really intense. I'm telling you guys, you don't know how much I love coloring. I love it. I freaking love it. Thank you, Jim. Anybody else? Shui Collectibles, what's going on, brother? Black Sapphire Cat. Hello. Oh, FF Collector says, translator for Ryan. Yeah, I might need one. Got to message you about a cowboy bear soon. I am so ready. I'm so ready for that DM. Yes. Please do. Yes. That looks nothing like RDJ. Well, I haven't really gotten to the fleshy bit. This fly just doesn't want to leave me alone. You know, there's a whole song about shoe fly, and it just doesn't want to leave me alone. You get one freaking a day of warmth, and the fly is like, hey, I'm going to get in here. Of course it is. All right, you guys, I'm going to call it for the stream. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys more than words can say. If I don't respond to any DMs that you sent me right now, it's because I'm probably going to get pretty hardcore into this. Pretty excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. But first thing I got to do is I got to go have a late lunch, and then got to get ready for daddy duty time tonight, which I'm very excited about. And then after that, I'm going to get back to work on this stuff, man. Oh, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. I'm sorry it took me a month with the back and forth ear infection that the little one has. My mother actually has one now. I'm still dealing with some lack of hearing, and when the days get cold, I can't hear out of this ear. It starts to make me feel weird. Balance is all off. Plus, we went to 2 shows back to back, and then that next week after we got back was pretty much just all business stuff. So I've really only had about 2 weeks to do this stuff, so I'm knocking them out. But I got so focused on it that I forgot to hit the record button, go live button. But I'm glad I did, because, like I said, I'm so glad that it's on Instagram now. This is super cool. This is my first time figuring out how to get it on Instagram. The connection to groups on Facebook was a little bit of a workaround, but it's fine. It's fine. I have to do it to my professional page and then share it to the group, and that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll find a way, because there's a will, and where there's a will, there is a way. I love you guys. G.I. Joe 21, A Real American Hero. We're doing a reprint. It's my Snake Eyes drawing a line in the sand, colored by Brian Reber. It's glorious. He did an amazing job on the colors. They are just unbelievable. And we're releasing Battle Beast #1. I'm so freaking jazzed about it. Oh, big reveal for Battle Beast is tomorrow. So follow Dan, follow One Stop Comic Shop. He'll reveal it. I don't know whenever he's ready. The pre-orders for G.I. Joe are up, so if you want them, go get them. The pre-orders for Battle Beast, I'm assuming after he launches them, will be open. So if you want it, go get it. And then, yeah, everybody who pre-ordered the G.I. Joe book, I got to say, you guys have made it to where the numbers are looking like they're up there, maybe even beating Transformers 1 back in the day. You guys are killing it with the G.I. Joe, and it means the world. I cannot tell you how much it means to me and Dan. So if we can do that, and we can get that kind of hype going for Battle Beast, man, I just don't even know what I don't even know. I grateful won't even come close to describing it. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope you guys all get one. I'm excited about the books. I can't wait to do some remarks. Dude, invincible characters. Getting to do remarks of Mark, man. Mark, Alan, Nolan. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm going to go freaking ham on these remarks. So get yourself a copy. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed my rambling tech demo, my rambling TED talk here. Jim, I thank you for letting me know about you wanting the colors. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love you guys, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get out of here. Oh wait, hold on. Mitchell says, bzz, bzz, yeah, you know, that fly. You will never swap me, right? Jim Randall says, thank you, El Jefe. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Jim. Thanks to Amazon Edwards, finally knows who Invincible is. I swear to God, Mitchell, I swear to God, I will get these books out. Don't you even. All right. Everybody's all like, oh, my Lanta, this is such a bloody cartoon. Oh, look at this. So much blood. Why did Omni-Man? Really? You think there's a lot of blood in the cartoon? Huh. Look at the collection. Maybe you should have read the books back when they came out. It's fine. I wasn't reading, literally reading the Ultimate hardcover editions on the train to Chicago's Union Station for C2E2 in 2012. Nope, that wasn't me. It was, Mitchell. It was. So I'm going to get out of here because Mitchell is just, oh, he's up there. No, I'm kidding. I love you, brother. Mitchell says now he just needs to watch Star Wars and learn about us. Oh, my gosh. Mitchell, you want confetti sent back to you, right? I've got a shredder. What you guys don't know is Mitchell has sent me his commissions. I got him in the pile over here. I'll put him through the shredder. Then I'll hit him with a weed whacker. I might even run him over with a lawnmower before I send it to you. Keep talking that smack, Mitchell. Keep it up. Oh, my God. I love you guys. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing it out. Thank you. Please share it out. Please get the pre-orders. Please pick up a copy of the book. Get a copy of the book. Bring them to the shows. I would love to sign them, remark them. G.I. Joe is one of my longest running fandoms. Invincible, yeah, 2 decades of being tops. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much I love Invincible. So these are big ones. These are some big covers for me. Yeah. So I hope you guys dig them. I hope they're big for you guys too. I hope you guys dig them, pick them up. Yeah. And we'll oh man, I can't wait for Oklahoma. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Could only improve it. It's true, Mitchell, and I'm all about improving my art. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I don't know when I'm gonna do another one. I'm going to try not to make it this long, a month. I'm going to try to make it more frequently. It might be during Tuesdays and Thursdays. My normal posting times on social, I might start doing some live streams on those times. Who knows? Could be fun. But I'll only do the live streams if I have something really important to show you guys, like I got commissioned works, to show you guys, or con recaps. I don't want to be up here just every week just annoying you guys, So boring you guys with my chicanery. No, I love you guys. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. See you in 3 to 5 months. Mitchell, I will see you in 3 to 5 years, actually. The rest of you guys will be invited anytime I'm doing live stream. But Mitchell, yeah. Every 3 to 5 years. That's about it. That's about all I really need. Oh my God. I love you guys. All right. Take care of yourself. Do what Dan said. What did Dan say? Oh no. What did Dan say? Hey, if you want, as a special surprise for those who stuck around, you want to show the black and white of the. I would love to. Okay. Camera's going off. Hold on, you guys. Okay. Hold on. I think that's a fantastic idea, Dan. I'm going to set this over here. All right. Stay there, Mimi. Does this have it in it? No. I have so many portfolios, y'all. I have to find the one that has it in it. Found it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Camera back on. Move you. Make you full size. Hello, everyone. Okay, so, AKA my future precious. Oh, Dan, I love it. You know what? Yeah. Here we go. There we go. Dan wanted, this was his idea, and it was a fantastic idea. He said, can you do the Incredible Hulk homage? I said, yes. Yes, I can, Dan. It's unwieldy. 11 by 17s are monsters. Yeah, we went a little. Come on, focus. Will you focus? Come on, focus on my finger. Come on. Ugh. That might be as good a focus as I'm going to get on the webcam. There we go. Yes, sir. That's my thank you to everyone here who stayed for the 2 hours. I'm so glad that Dan was willing to let that happen, because Dan was like, "Hey, can you do the homage, the Wolverine homage?" And I said, "Absolutely." Here's the kicker, though. Originally, and Dan will tell you this, originally the layout was a blank silhouette, like a dummy stand-in, because we weren't sure what characters we were going to be allowed to use. It's an Invincible spinoff. Can we use Invincible? And then they released the solicitations, and the first 4 or 5 pages had this monster, this red monster with yellow teeth and green gums, and its face, right? It was just a face on a wall. And I was just like, we could do that. What do you think? We could do that. We could totally do that. You know, we could. I think that's fantastic. And so Dan was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's see if they'll let us do that. So we got a hold of them, and they said, yeah, you can do that. Here are the references. And so, man, I had a lot of fun with that one. Yeah. So, Dan goes, so take that, McFarlane. Hey, listen, I have nothing but respect for Todd McFarlane. He's the Todd father after all. I hope he likes it. I hope he feels like it's just my way of loving such an iconic cover. Yeah. Todd Irwin says that's hot. Thank you, Todd. You're hot. I don't want to hear another peep about it. Mitchell says, I guess that's pretty good. Oh, thank you. Dan says, it's been on my smartwatch face for 3 months. It really has. He showed me. It really, the full color one. Yeah, it really has. His name is Colossus. Yes. So yeah, no, dude. I had so much freaking fun. Yeah, dude. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm gonna start doing. I even bought new. You guys don't even know this, but I even bought new pins so that I could have more color variety, so I could do even more fun remarks for those 2 books, G.I. Joe and Battle Beast. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need a whole luggage just for the essentials that I'm going to bring to these shows, because I'm not going to these shows without these extra markers, because I want to make them as just badass as I possibly can, because this is Battle Beast. Oh man, thank you, Dan, for the idea. Thank you all for being here. I hate to run, but I'm about to eat my arm off. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. So I know I've got a lot of stored energy, but the tummy is saying it's time to eat. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Battle Beast #1. You seen it. This is the black and white and pencils reveal. And the full color reveal will be tomorrow. If you guys want them, go get them. Dan's gonna have them. Get them. Get yourself as many copies as you want. I'll sign them. I'll remark them. Bring them to the show. I will do it, man. I love you guys. Mitchell says, stock up on red pins, markers for them Invincible remarks, dude. You guys think I'm kidding? Bought 3 brand new ones. You see how they're still in the wrapper? Brand new ones. Sorry, 4. Here's a 4th one. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm playing? I bought red and pink markers specifically so I had a variety of shades of blood. I'm not even kidding you. I bought a pack of 22 markers that were just skin tones and a pack of 22 markers that were just pink and reds for blood. I'm not even kidding at all. I bought them these Thule art markers that I use as well. They have just colors like green and purple and yellows, and I bought the pink and I bought the skin because I got a bunch of red and I wanted to have some color variation for all the blood that I was going to do, and skin tones because I'm going to need them. I am so freaking jazzed. You don't even know. Oh, all right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to finish up Dr. Doom. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I don't know when I'm going to do this again, but it's not going to be nearly as long. I won't. I can't. I miss you guys too much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody who got a commission from me at the show, on the sketch op. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Mitchell says, okay, now go away. All right, I'm gone. Jesus, Mitchell. Rude. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you guys soon. All right. Laters, y'all. Bye. End stream. Click. Bye. Click.